Good afternoon, welcome to eRepair. So it may not look like much, but this is a customer's laptop. They have told me it's not charging. There is quite a bit of play in the charge port. If you stick the charger in, it does move around quite a lot. They've already had an attempt at repairing this thing, so it is missing a lot of screws. I haven't actually even turned it on yet. It does appear to be more or less complete. There's some damage to the keyboard, but they've asked me if I can just do a charge point change on it. So I'll just get the charger plugged in and we'll have a go, see if it comes on, and then I'll come back to you. So the charger is now plugged in. Let's just plug it into the side of our laptop. So if you look here, there's quite a lot of play in that. I've been told this doesn't charge, there's no lights coming on. The actual laptop is turning on. Let's see if we can find out if it's charging or not. There's no lights anywhere on it to see. No, there's definitely not charging. There's the no batteries charge symbol down here in the bottom right of the screen. So turn that back off. Just flick this over, and then we'll have a look at this laptop and see what we can see. So as you can see, there is not very many screws in this thing at all. There's actually only 2. So this isn't really going to take me much time to take apart. So let's just remove our 2 black screws here. Okay, that one does not want to come out, but it is loose. I've not taken part of one of these before. I think that this is going to come out from the top. So by the looks of it, we're going to lift it up. I'd imagine there's probably a ribbon cable here connecting the keyboard and connecting the trackpad. So just want to make sure it is turned off fully, which it is. So let's just grab a metal pry tool and we'll just work our way around and see if it wants to come up. It does in fact want to come up. So I just want to be a little bit careful because I've got ports on this side and ports on the other side. So just bear with me, we'll just have a look around and see if we can get this to... Okay, I don't want to pry that anymore. Let's just make sure we haven't missed any more screws. No, I take it back, I have missed another screw on this right hand side, so I'll just undo that quickly. So no, there is definitely no more. So let's just try that again. That's lifting much better this time. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have to take the CD drive out first because that just pulls out anyway, so let's just flick this back over again. Now we've pulled our CD drive out, but there's 2 more screws. Let's just take those out. Third time lucky. No, oh, there they are, it's popped straight up this time, which would indicate to me the hinge is probably broken or it's completely unscrewed. Right. Being as this is coming out so easily, let's just turn it over. There you go. Let's push the hinge back down. It's not screwed in, both screws are snapped, which is good. Not. So, let's just find our DC jack. So our DC jack's on this side. So we've got to get to this. You can see it's actually damaged. So I've got my new one here. So this is just a couple of pounds off of eBay. It's not an expensive thing. It looks just like this. So you've got a little DC jack at one end and a plug to go into the motherboard at the other. So I'd imagine what we need to do is take this motherboard out. It looks like we're going to have to lift this up slightly, disconnect the SSD, disconnect the battery. So let's do our battery first because we don't want to damage anything. I'm not sure how this comes out. I'm assuming it probably pulls towards, there you go. So that's all disconnected. So we've got 4 screws holding the battery in. Let's deal with those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So our battery lifted out now. And then we'll disconnect this extension for the CD drives. It should just pop up like that. So that's that cable undone. We will disconnect this cable that goes to the LCD. I think we're probably going to have to remove this fan as well. Yeah, it goes through the motherboard. So unplug it. Let's just give this a prod. There we go. So 3 screws to get the fan out. We're also going to have to remove the whole of this heatsink because all the screws look to go through the motherboard. So that's that. It's pretty grubby as well. Oh, no, maybe not. It's quite loose actually. Let's take the SSD out. Let's disconnect a few more ribbons. That goes to the trackpad, that goes to the keyboard. That's for the hard drive. Not sure what that's for. The extension board over here. I'm not sure what these two are for. They look like they go to the camera, I would imagine. Okay, nearly there. One screw down here that's actually holding the motherboard in. I'm going to have to undo this hinge. That's right in the way. It's just spinning, so I'd say that's possibly snapped. Yes, it is. Yeah, the plastics are completely broken. Right. I'm not going to do it. I might actually really need to lift this out now because I can get to what I need. I can't lift it out, but I've got enough looseness here that I can remove it. One screw just holding it down in. So there we go. That's that taken out. Let's just put our new one in under those cables. Screw down through. Move our motherboard back into position. Pop that one motherboard screw back in place. Pop that hinge back down. Make sure everything's clear. Perfect. In fact, actually, that's the cable directly under that now. There we go. That's better. Just trying to make sure I don't catch any cables underneath this bracket. Still not quite happy with that cable placement. The wireless cables are just in the way slightly. And they're catching on the underside of this bracket. So there's a metal piece that goes down there. Let's bring those wireless cables this side. There we go, that's much better, instantly. These screws are all the same size, so they don't need to worry about where they go back. Right, so that's that in. We'll do our ribbons next. Again, these should all just slide more or less back into place. Like that. Because we didn't end up removing the motherboard fully, everything's more or less exactly where you left it. Again, I do have all the passwords to this model, so I can check everything after I'm done. It's more of this person's laptop anyway. That's that done, and slide that one down in. Okay, and then we'll just connect this back up. This cable is quite a lot longer than the other one, which is not the end of the world. I'm just going to try and tuck it somewhere. Come on, in position you go. Let's see if we can hide this under the motherboard a little bit, because it just doesn't, we don't need this much slack. I can tuck it under there without compromising anything. That's going to be the best way, I think. There we go. See if we can remove this little tag as well. Here we go. I just don't want to compromise anything by doing that, but it's not lifting the board or anything silly, so. Right, fan. Yeah, and we've got a little symbol now, so it is showing us charging down in the bottom right hand corner. I can't actually show this to you very easily. Let me take you off the mount and I'll see if I can show you. So hopefully you can see that. Down here now we've got a little charge symbol, which you weren't getting before. So let me just unplug this one again. I can get the cable out now, it's so tight. So they are, it's on battery. And we'll plug it back in if we can, one hand. Come on, in you go. Can't actually get the cable in one hand. There we go. And there you are. Back on charge again. So that is working perfect. Now, besides the fact that this thing is missing half of its screws, it is not a bad little laptop. So there we go. So if you found that useful, you've learned a bit about how to take these apart and replace the charge connector, then please drop me a like, subscribe to the channel, press the little bell icon so you get all our notifications. There's lots more coming up, so please keep watching, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.